It's no secret that Overwatch 2 is a competitive, thrilling, and compelling game. But on the flip side, the game could also be very frustrating, especially when you're playing the competitive mode and you find yourself stuck and you feel like you're not winning enough. Now, these could all probably just be mechanical skill issues, but I would like to dive deeper and suggest that maybe some of these could just be part of your mental game. Understanding the game and yourself will only help you climb faster and better. And today, I'll run through it with you. Welcome aboard, everyone. I'm Space Shark, and here are 5 reasons to help you climb the ranks in Overwatch 2. Blaming your team instead of looking at your own gameplay could be a real deficit to you. If you find yourself on the losing end of a game, close back and forth, or even a complete blowout in competitive, and the first thing that comes to your mind is blaming your teammates, then there's definitely some things you have to put in check. At the end of the day, you have to remember that Overwatch is a team game, and sometimes your teammates will make the wrong play. But you have to look back and say to yourself, what could I have done to make a difference in this game? Always saying your teammates are the reason why you're not ranking up will keep you from ranking up. This is a really negative mindset that you have to get rid of as soon as possible, because the sooner you start trusting your teammates and making great plays with them, the quicker you will see your rank go up with more wins. You're obviously going to get some really bad teammates every now and then that will hold you back, but in those situations, you have to be the difference maker in those team fights, and the more that you do that, the more that you will see that you're going to climb in Overwatch 2. Even going back and watching replays on games that you lost will help you tremendously. Here, you'll be able to see the mistakes you made and what you could have done to push the team fight more in your favor. It's okay to criticize your own gameplay. That's the only way you're gonna get better. So you might as well start now and lose the toxic mindset. I promise, this will help you guys so much in the long run. Playing the heroes you're best at. This is pretty self-explanatory, but the more you play the heroes you're best at, the more you're going to win, believe it or not. I recommend finding the specific role that is most fun and best suiting for you, whether that's the tank, DPS, or support role. And then when you finally find that role, I recommend pick 2 or 3 characters that you want to get really good at, put a bunch of hours into them, and learn their kit. This is a big misconception in the Overwatch competitive scene, but being good with all heroes but a master of none will not help you climb actually. It's always better to find those 3 or 4 heroes in that role that you like and master them. Doing this will put you ahead of the players that are just trying to be a flex player and be good at every hero. Grouping up and communication. Grouping up and fighting as a team is so important in Overwatch 2, now that there's only 5v5. Communicating and attacking as a team is obviously the best strategy to winning team fights. If you see one of your teammates is dead, it may not be the best idea to push into a team fight when you're down a man. Regroup, communicate, and fight as a team. Simply put, that is the best thing you can do to increase your odds at winning every team fight. Checking your team's ultimate status and communicating on what you can combo can immediately win team fights. Remember, ultimates are very powerful abilities that can change the tide of a game, so don't waste them. Simple communication, like letting your teammates know you're about to use your ultimate, can set up some pretty powerful plays if they decide to use their ultimate with you in a combo. Another powerful tip with communication is shot calling. For anyone who doesn't know what shot calling is, it's basically calling out to your team when there's a flanker flanking you, calling out a low HP hero on the enemy team you want to focus, calling out the enemy ultimate status, and many other things that let your team know what you should all focus on. Give it a try. I guarantee you, your teammates will thank you for it. Communication and grouping up is so important. Make sure you're doing that, guys. You will rank up. Positioning and ability usage. This is quite possibly one of the most important tips you can learn when playing Overwatch 2. Positioning is so important for every hero, so it's so important to learn their correct positioning depending on what hero you're playing. Ability usage is also very important. Certain heroes rely heavily on their 2 abilities to do damage, support their team, and stay alive. So mishandling and wasting your abilities will only get you killed more often than not. If you can manage your abilities and use them at the correct time and keep them off cooldown at the right times, you can turn a team fight in your favor. Being in the correct spot as a tank to lead your team into the fight, or using the right angle of high ground as a DPS to get an elimination on the other team, or having the correct line of sight and cover to heal your team without being eliminated as a support, all take skill, and when mastered and used correctly, will lead to more wins. I seriously and can't recommend enough finding out the correct positioning and ability usages for the heroes you love to play. Once you do this, you'll climb, you'll see. Doing this will only benefit you as you use these tactics to climb and win more competitive games. Well, here we are at the final tip, number 1, and this might as well also be one of the most important ones too. It's okay to lose, and always learn from your mistakes. Keep this in mind, because if you don't, you will get frustrated and you will get toxic, and at the end of the day you gotta realize Overwatch, while it is competitive and it is fun, it is just a game. When you lose, don't be afraid to go back and watch a replay and learn from your mistakes. That is one of the biggest things you can do. Correct yourself. Be okay with criticism. Allow it. Allow people to criticize your game so you can get better. Always be willing to strive for more. Always be willing to get better, and always be willing to admit you're wrong. You're not perfect. You're gonna make mistakes, and you are human. When you make mistakes and you lose, you can learn from those, so you don't let that happen again. It's just nature, and it's gonna happen. So be willing to accept that, and your games will go so much smoother. There's no need to tilt, there's no need to get angry. Stay positive and just take a break if you get upset. And always just come back when you're feeling better. Come back motivated, come back wanting to win, be hungry for it. Well, those are my 5 tips, guys. I hope you find this useful. These are just basic tips to help you with your mental game. Thank you for watching so much. I would appreciate it if you could like, especially comment. I like hearing you guys' feedback. Always tell me how I'm doing. Please criticize me, even if it's in a bad way. I really love the feedback. Alright guys, thank you so much. This is Space Shark signing out. Goodbye.